Hi, my name is Pandora, and today I will be discussing the key theories related to child behavior and development. Today we'll be discussing the perspectives of behaviorists, maturationists, and the concepts of conditioning and operant conditioning. I'll also discuss how Jean Piaget's developmental theories, as well as Erik Erikson's psychosocial theories, influence how we respond to children's behavior. Okay, so we're going to start with the behaviorist perspective. So behaviorists such as B.F. Skinner and John Watson believe that behavior is learned through interactions with your environment. They argue that behaviors, both positive and negative, are a result from conditioning through rewards and consequences, rather than your natural traits and thoughts. So an example of an external strategy for managing children's behavior is the positive reinforcement. For instance, a teacher might give a child a sticker every time they follow a class rule or participate in a classroom discussion. Over time, this child will associate this good behavior with receiving an reward, which encourages them to repeat it. External strategies are most appropriate when the children need clear boundaries or immediate feedback. For example, using the praise or sticker system in a classroom setting can reinforce desired behaviors and discourage disruptive, challenging behaviors. And it also not only teaches the child who is experiencing the reward or lack thereof, but also the children around, because they are learning from each other. But next we're going to move on to the maturationist perspectives. Maturationists such as Arnold Giselle believe that children develop at their own pace and are really influenced by their biological growth and natural abilities. This theory basically states that children reach their development milestones on their own, and guidance should be supportive rather than instructive and directive. Some examples of ways to support guidance could include giving children time and space to regulate their own emotions, simply providing a cozy corner or a fidget toy to assist the child to regulate emotions, self-regulate their emotions, and solve their conflicts independently. For instance, instead of racing to intervene when children begin to argue, a teacher should observe from a distance and allow these children to develop their problem-solving skills, intervening when it becomes clear that they are both stuck and they just need a little bit of scaffolding or a little bit of help to get where they need to be. This support is appropriate when children aren't in immediate distress and could use that opportunity to build self-regulation skills. It promotes independence and resilience by allowing children to work through challenges on their own. When I was doing my preschool practicum, I used the Cozy Cubby as a way to help one of the children calm down. Quite often he would get upset because children would mess up his towers or try to play with him and he didn't want to, or sometimes he wanted to play and they didn't. And he really enjoyed the pushing the wall, the stomping on the floor wall pieces they had for the Cozy Cubby, and that helped him get his frustration, that physical frustration you have to get out before you can reach a safe place in your brain. It was really nice to see that this child could calm down and work through something by just being offered to go push the wall, go stomp on the floor, go use the poppets, go, and that guidance really helps him work through and self-regulate. And I saw him have less and less fits and issues as my practicum came to an end. Next, we're going to discuss conditioning and operant conditioning. Conditioning is the process of learning associations through stimuli and responses. For example, classical conditioning is based on Pavlov's dogs, pairing a neutral stimulus, the bell, with a meaningful one, which is the food. In a classroom, the teachers might flick the lights off to signal either quiet time or, hey, it's time to clean up. And eventually the students will associate that with it's time to be quiet or it's time to clean up. Another option I really like are classroom call-outs. So I believe that the call-outs for children is a really good way to capture their attention because it is neutral, it's different, it doesn't fit with what they have going on right then. So it's something that will catch their attention and cause them to realize, hey, I need to pay attention, or I need to focus on this. Operant conditioning, on the other hand, uses rewards and consequences. For example, we'll bring it back to our points during class. A student might get a point for participating in class discussions, with which they can exchange for the prizes. This encourages positive, active participation, as well as this conditioning, the style of conditioning, is more used as a behavior management system, such as rewarding the children with praise for good behavior, being kind. I found that using timeouts and loss of privileges for inappropriate actions was a common theme when I was looking at like blogs and stuff. But where I work at Educare, we practice conscious discipline, which basically makes you stop and twist it positively. Like, let's go do this instead of this. We need to stay safe instead of don't run. Or because children hear that last word and they will just do it. Whereas if you, hey, we need to stay safe, we stay safe. There is no, let's run, or we use our walking feet. Walking feet, that's what they hear. They don't hear running feet. Next, I'm going to discuss Jean Piaget's developmental theories. I have a cute little diagram, or a cute little graph here for it. His developmental theories focus on how children construct their understanding of the world through their stages of cognitive development. Jean Piaget identified 4 different stages: the sensory motor, pre-operational, the concrete operational, and formal operational stages. For example, during this pre-operational stage, the children between the ages of 2 and 7 are egocentric and struggle with seeing other people's perspectives because they are focused on the ego, the child themselves, rather than what this other child sees or needs. In the classroom, this could look like a child having difficulty sharing or giving turns. Understanding these stages can help us tailor our guidance strategies to that child-specific stage in life. With pre-operational children, that child who is having that difficulty sharing, teachers can use modeling and visual aids to teach sharing and empathy. And knowing that children at this stage are still developing these skills, but you also want to protect that child. Like, yes, you want them to share, but you want them to understand that their turn is also important. Next, we're gonna go ahead and discuss Erik Erikson's psychosocial theories. Nope, that's Piaget. Here we go. I've got a couple. Finally, he outlines the 8 stages of development, each one with a central conflict. The first stage being trust and mistrust. The autonomy and shame and doubt, initiative and guilt. For young children, these first couple of stages are the most relevant because that's the stage they'll be in. Toddlers are learning independence during the stage 2 of autonomy, shame, and doubt. If a caregiver is overly critical, the child may develop self-doubt, which causes a child to lean on other people to make their decisions and become codependent. However, providing opportunities for this independent decision making, like allowing them to choose their snack or their center, promotes autonomy and gives that child the appearance of making a choice and having that choice. In a classroom setting, applying this theory means being mindful of what the child needs psychologically. For instance, when it comes to stage 3, initiative versus guilt, children are learning to take initiative. On top of using the choices, encourage the creativity and exploration through play-based learning, which helps them develop confidence and a sense of self-purpose. With that, we are going to conclude our video. Understanding child developmental theories helps us make more informed decisions when guiding these children's behavior. Behaviorists emphasize external strategies like reinforcement, while maturists advocate for support that is non-intrusive, allowing the children to develop naturally. Conditioning and operant conditioning are practical techniques used daily in these classrooms as well as in the house, in homes. Finally, Piaget and Erikson's developmental theories allow us to remember that child's behavior is influenced by their growth as well as their psychosocial experiences. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope this overview helped you better understand how these theories influence our responsibilities to these children as well as our responses to their behavior. Thank you and have a wonderful day.